Hello everyone, and welcome to the story of the Cups cards. Did you know that the suit of cups in the minor arcana tells a story? And today I'm going to tell you that story. I'm going to break this into 10 segments and I'm going to label each card. My hopes in doing this is that in my readings, if you ever have a question about a card or the aspects of the card or the story and how it goes, that you'll be able to go to these videos and get more clarification on the card itself. But today we're going to talk about the story of the cups, and we have Eros and Psyche. The cups are all about love and emotion, so this is a story about love. We start with the Queen of Cups, who is Aphrodite. She was the mother of Eros. Eros is known as Cupid, and Aphrodite is known as the goddess of love. She's the most beautiful, gorgeous queen in all of the gods. And one day she was out shopping and she saw a beautiful princess who was more beautiful than her, and she was not going to have it. I am the most beautiful God of all, and there shall be no woman who is more beautiful than me. So she had some of her people, her bad people, go and abduct the princess and tie her to a rock in the middle of nowhere, where there was a monster that lived in this cave that needed food. And Aphrodite always fed the monster because she was fearful that if she didn't feed this monster, that he was going to come into the kingdom and eat the people. So anybody that she didn't like or felt threatened by, she would send to be eaten by this monster. So it just so happens this beautiful, gorgeous princess is sitting there blindfolded and tied to a rock. And along comes Eros and sees her. And he's so stunned by her beauty that he falls off of his horse and he gets struck by one of his own arrows. And you know what happens when you get struck by Cupid's arrow? That's it. It's over. It's love. You're destined to be together. So because now he had an overwhelming love for her and he thought that she was so beautiful, he went over to her and he said, I will rescue you from this rock and I will give you everything that you've ever desired in life. But my only rule is that you cannot ever see me. I am a god, and if you see me, everything that I have given you will be terminated instantly. So because she was stuck in this situation and she wanted to be free, and she wanted everything that she ever dreamed of, she agreed. So here we have the beginning of the relationship. The beginning of overwhelming love. The beginning of happiness. A soulmate. A blessing from the universe. Your heart overflowing with joy. Something that has a lot of potential. When the Ace of Cups shows up in a reading, they are the words, the things that you can think of related to the story. However, we do, if people are interested in reversals, I read reversals in my readings. So when a card is in reverse, you have all the downside aspects of the card. So it can represent being unhappy, not feeling loved. It could represent crying, not being emotionally satisfied. It could be a goodbye. The beginning that you were hoping for isn't happening. Someone isn't expressing their emotions. Cupid is not hitting you with that arrow. Feeling alone. Maybe just not even having love for yourself. Feeling not loved. Okay, let's move on to the Two of Cups is next. Okay, the next card in our story is the Two of Cups. And there is your union of perfect harmony. Eros has now rescued Psyche, that's her name, Princess Psyche, from the stone. And they're on their way to the castle. And they're communicating about how wonderful their relationship is going to be. And how they're both going to be so happy. So this card represents harmony, a commitment, maybe two people moving in together, a perfect partnership, a proposal. It could be two people getting together to signing a contract. It represents a soulmate, a twin flame. The Two of Cups is the very beginning of a relationship. So we don't know what the road ahead has for us. But right now, everything is looking wonderful and you're looking to your future together. In the reverse, the Two of Cups can represent the opposite of everything that I just said. It could be a breakup. It could be falling out of love with someone, the ending of a partnership, an unhealthy relationship, two people not agreeing, two people not being in harmony, not being on the same page, not speaking, not talking about the future. Now we have the Three of Cups, where Psyche goes to her three sisters to celebrate and tell her story about how she was rescued from the rock and how this prince came in and saved her and how they're going to live in this big, beautiful castle and how she's going to have everything that she ever dreamed of. It's a celebration. It's being social. It can signify a wedding reception, family, good, close friends, having support. Just basically getting together to tell your story and be excited about the wedding, the promotion, the birth of a baby, somebody's birthday. It's a lot of excitement. Cheers. That's what they're saying. So her three sisters listen to her story and they're starting to have a little bit of doubts about this situation. And they're filling her head with a bunch of things like, well, why can't you see him? Maybe he is the monster. Maybe he's an animal. Maybe he's the most ugliest thing. Maybe he's lying to you. And they put a lot of things in her head to make her think. With the Three of Cups being in reverse, it talks about all the negative aspects of the positivity of the card. Not being social, feeling like you have no friends, feeling left out. It can represent partying too much, drinking too much, overindulgence, overeating, overdrinking, too much celebration. It also, in the reverse, to me in the reverse, in the upright position, I think it's a happy card, but to me in the reverse, it could represent a third party. Someone interfering in your relationship. Like when the three sisters were telling her all of that bad stuff, they were putting all this stuff in her head. So now the celebration with her sisters is over, and she goes home in her castle, all alone, and she sits and she starts to think about everything that they said. Maybe he is a monster. Maybe he is the most ugliest thing. Maybe he's lying to me. I want to see what he looks like. I want something more. I am not happy with these three cups that he has given me, which is everything that she ever dreamed of, I must say. That's the gift from the divine, everything that you ever dreamed of. Why are you focused on what you don't have here, princess? I'm not happy going to have to live the rest of my life alone because I can't see my husband, the one that I love, the one that makes me so happy. So the Four of Cups can represent spending some time alone, focusing on the things that you don't have, wanting more. She's ignoring all this good stuff that she has. I'm not interested in these 3 cups. I want to see what he looks like. She's dissatisfied in the situation. So she comes up with a plan. The Four of Cups in reverse talks about all the negative aspects of what I just said. It is the fact that she has turned around and took the cup and decided to be happy with what she has and not be focused on the negative aspects of the story. I do have a lot. I'm going to be satisfied with what I have, and I'm not going to focus on the negative aspects of the situation, and accept it, that this is the way that I'm going to have to live the rest of my life, and I'm okay with it. So now we enter into the Five of Cups, where she's spending time alone, thinking about all the things that her sisters said to her, and being focused on what she doesn't have, and refusing to see how great her life really is. So she comes up with a plan. And she decides that she cannot go on with the rest of her life like this, and she wants to see what Eros looks like. So she goes to bed at night, and she waits for him to come, because he comes to her at night, and he comes in the dark, so she can't see him. And she lights a candle, and she puts it up to his face, and she sees him. And she's so overwhelmed with love, and she says to him, "You're the most beautiful man I've ever seen. Why did you refuse to show yourself to me?" And he said, "I told you that once you see me, everything that we have will come to an end. So now I must go, and I must take everything that I gave you." So he leaves, and there she is, back, sitting in the middle of nowhere, strapped to a rock with a blindfold on, feeling sad, feeling regretful, mourning what she did, and now that she has lost everything. So the Five of Cups represents sadness, regret, mourning, being sorry, crying, depression, just thinking to herself, what did I do? Why did I do that? When the Five of Cups is in reverse, if it comes up in a reading like that, it says that you're willing to accept what you did. The sadness is over. You're ready to move on from it. It could be an apology. It could be getting the support that you need to get over this loss that you experienced. But it's definitely coming out of the sadness, wishing for what might have been, but choosing to move forward and let it go. So we come out of the Five of Cups and we move into the Six of Cups. In the Six of Cups, she's just reflecting back on everything that she had and how wonderful it was. She had a castle, she had servants, she had beautiful clothes and jewelry. So she decides that she's going to accept the loss and not be regretful anymore, and just hold on to the memories of what she had, and hopes that Eros will return to her someday, because she feels like they were soulmates and they were destined to be together, and she doesn't understand why he had to leave her. But she goes to her sisters for help, and they give her the help and the support she needs to move on. The Six of Cups in the reverse position can represent bad memories, having no support, people not helping you out, people not giving equally, one person giving more love than the other. It can represent the person from the past that you loved not returning. So Eros is watching this whole thing about how sad and regretful she is, and he really misses her and he wants to return to her. So he goes to his mother and he says, I can't go on with my life. I can't live without her. I'm sad. She was my soulmate. She was everything that I ever dreamed of. And of course, Aphrodite, being the goddess of love, can't stand to see her son in this situation. So she goes to Princess Psyche. And because she's very jealous of her, she gives her some tasks to do. She says, I'm going to let you be with my son and love my son, but I'm going to give you 7 choices, and you must complete 4 of the tasks. You're not going to know which one is in which cup. You have to pick 4 of the 7 cups, and you have to complete 4 of the tasks. And if you do that, I will make you a god so that you are able to be with my son and live with my son happily ever after. So now she has some choices to make. She doesn't know what's in any of these cups. She doesn't know what she's going to do. She's confused. She knows that she loves him very much and she's willing to do anything to get him back. So she accepts the queen's offer. And some of these tasks that are in these cups are very hard. And the queen has even put things in those cups that could lead her to her death, because the queen is so jealous and feels threatened by her and wants her gone so her son can just get over it and move on about his life. So anyway, Psyche decides to take the offer and do the 4 tasks. When the 7 of Cups is in the reverse position, it represents all the negative or opposite aspects of the card. Not taking the task, not being confused, making your choice, feeling like you have no other option but to take this offer. The 7 of Cups is also about dreams. She's willing to take this task so she can fulfill her dreams. So in the upright position, she takes the task in hoping to fill her dreams. In the reverse position, it represents your dreams being scattered on the ground because you didn't take the task. All right. So out of the 7 cups that the queen gave her to choose from, one of the cups made her go into a place called the underworld, where no one has ever returned. And she opened up the cup, and it's her final task. She completed the other tasks, some which made her steal things, some made her lie. One made her give a potion to a beautiful young princess who Aphrodite also felt threatened by, and it killed her. She made her drink the potion. She tricked her into drinking the potion, and it killed her. But now she's down to the final task, which is the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups, there is a beauty cream that the queen wants, and it is owned by Persephone, who is the queen of the underworld. She's married to the god Hades, who is the ruler of death. So she's sending Psyche down into the underworld to steal this beauty cream from Persephone because she wants to be the most beautiful thing in the world. So Psyche's standing at the cave to enter into the underworld to steal this beauty cream, and she knows that it's going to be her death. She knows she's not going to come back from this situation. So she's standing at the foot of the cave and she's trying to decide what to do. Meanwhile, Eros is watching her and he knows that she's about to go into the cave. So he goes to his mother first and he says, "How dare you? How dare you do this to her and give her these options? You're trying to kill her. I'm never speaking to you again." And he goes to his father, who is Aphrodite's husband, and he tells him this whole story and everything that's been going on and what his mother has been doing to sabotage this relationship with this woman that he so desperately loves. And the King of Cups is all about calm, patience, love, no drama. He just wants everybody to be happy. He's a level-headed, loving father with patience and understanding. And he just wants his son to be happy. So he goes to the queen. And he's the king now, and she has to listen to him. And he says, "You are going to go to her and stop this madness right now. Our son is not happy." So now the queen got in trouble and she has to go to Princess Psyche and apologize and stop her before she goes into the underworld to steal this beauty cream. So the Eight of Cups is all about leaving, sadness, disappointment. This is something that's not easy to do. Headed on a tough journey, leaving behind the man that she loved, possibly accepting the fact that she'll never return. When the Eight of Cups is reversed, it talks all about the positive aspects of walking away. It talks about someone maybe returning from your past. Maybe she's not going to go into the cave. She's thinking about turning away and just going back to her emotionally unfulfilled life and giving up on this task that the queen gave her. Figuring that if she goes into that cave, she knows she's not going to return. But if she doesn't go into the cave, she's just going to live a life of sadness and never be with her true love. So it's about a decision to walk away or stay on the path. So needless to say, happy ending to the story, of course. Aphrodite goes to Princess Psyche because she got in trouble by her husband and her son's unhappy, and she says, "I want you to marry my son. I'm sorry for everything that I did. I want you to be happy. I want you to have satisfaction. I want you to get your wish." So, of course, the Nine of Cups represents a celebration, emotional happiness, overjoyed, satisfaction, emotional fulfillment, having everything that you ever wanted. She finally got her wish. The Nine of Cups in reverse talks about all the negative aspects of the card, not being emotionally fulfilled, not being satisfied, not being happy. The Nine of Cups is also a card about overindulgence in something because of your sadness. So someone could be drinking too much, eating too much, doing something so they don't feel the sadness. And here we move into the Ten of Cups, where they got married, she apologized, they had some children, everything is wonderful, it's complete emotional fulfillment. It's the happiest that a relationship can get. When it comes up in my readings, I always say, it can't get any better than this. You have the house, you have the job, you have the family, everyone loves each other, everyone's happy. It's complete harmony. But when the Ten of Cups is in reverse, there's always a negative aspect to the card. It could be the ending of a relationship. It could be a divorce. It could be neglecting a family. Something is not happy in the family home. Someone feels emotionally unsatisfied, disconnected, a breakup. It can represent losing a home. Depending on the cards that are around it, it could be like a foreclosure. It could even represent something like a flood or damage to a home. It's just that the family in the home is not feeling the love and not feeling the happiness for some reason or another. But anyway, I hope that my story helped you. The Page of Cups is just known for the one who delivers the wedding invitations. The queen goes to him. This is her grandson. He goes and delivers all the wedding invitations and the happy news to everyone. So it represents news, good news, a wedding invitation, a love letter, something making you overwhelmed with joy. It's a message. It could be, in today's world, it could signify text messages, emails, just a message that's going to make you very happy. Expressing feelings on social media, the birth of a baby, an announcement. When the Page of Cups is in the reverse position, it talks about the negative aspects of the card, maybe not receiving the letter, not receiving the communication, not feeling the love. Can represent immaturity because it's a page, possibly drama, someone throwing a temper tantrum in reverse. It's childish, it's foolish, it's an emotional expression, like a spoiled brat. Someone who refuses to grow up. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my story. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to do the Suit of Wands next. Stay tuned.